Right now, there's a massive gap forming between two types of people using AI. One side, you have people opening ChatGPT, asking a quick question, getting an answer, and then moving on with your day. On the other side, you have people using AI to automate parts of their work, generate ideas faster, build systems, and save hours every single week. Both groups have access to the exact same tools, but one group is barely scratching the surface, while the other is turning AI into a serious productivity advantage. And the difference between these two groups usually comes down to a few specific skills that most people never learn. In this video, I'm going to break down 4 AI skills that 99% of people don't know. But once you understand them, the way you use AI will completely change. You'll stop thinking of AI just as a chatbot and start using it more like a thinking partner and a workflow engine. And make sure you stick around until the end, because I also put together a simple AI playbook that will help you apply everything we talk about in this video. But before we jump into the first skill, I'm curious about something. For yourself or in your business, drop a word in the comments. Let me know if you're a beginner, put in beginner. You occasionally use tools like ChatGPT. Put in intermediate if you use AI fairly often in your work, or advanced if AI is already part of your daily workflow. I always like seeing where people are in their AI journey. Also, if you want the AI playbook I just mentioned, all you need to do is comment playbook and I'll make sure that you get the link. Let's start with the first skill. Skill number 1, thinking in AI workflows. The first skill set that separates beginners from advanced AI users is something I call thinking in workflows instead of just prompts. Most people treat AI like a question and answer tool. They open ChatGPT, ask something like, write me a social media post, and they get a response. Maybe they tweak it just a little bit and that's it. That's useful, but it's also the most basic way to use AI. The people getting the biggest results from AI think about it differently. Instead of asking, a workflow is simply a sequence of steps where AI helps move a task forward. For example, let's say you want to create a piece of content. A beginner might ask something like, write a LinkedIn post about AI. But someone thinking in workflows might do something like this instead. Step 1, ask AI to research the topic and identify key insights. Step 2, have AI organize those insights into a simple outline. Step 3, turn that outline into a structured post. And step 4, refine the tone so it sounds more natural and human. Now, instead of one random prompt, you've built a repeatable system. And the cool thing about workflows is that once they work, you can reuse them again and again. This is how people start saving serious amounts of time with AI. Instead of starting from scratch, every time you are running a process. And once you start thinking this way, you're gonna notice something interesting. AI stops feeling like a tool that you occasionally use and starts feeling more like an assistant that helps you execute tasks faster. And this leads directly into the second skill, because workflows only work well if you know how to communicate clearly with AI. Skill number 2 is precision prompting. Once you start thinking in workflows, the next skill becomes really important. And that skill is precision prompting. A lot of people believe AI gives bad answers, but most of the time, the real problem is that the prompt was just unclear. Think about it this way. If you walked into a restaurant and said, bring me food, you'll probably actually get something, but it might not be what you wanted. Now, imagine saying something like this. Now the chef has direction. AI works exactly the same way. The clearer your request is, the better the output becomes. One simple way to improve prompts is to always include 3 things. For example, instead of writing, you could write something like, write me a short LinkedIn post explaining how small business owners can start using AI to save time. Keep the tone simple and practical. That small amount of extra context makes a huge difference. The other trick that works really well is giving AI examples. Instead of trying to describe what you want, you simply show it. How do you do that? You paste a paragraph, grab a screenshot, give it a piece of writing that you like. AI models are extremely good at recognizing patterns, so when you give them an example, they can usually replicate the structure or style that you want much more accurately. And there's one more technique that a lot of people overlook. After AI gives you an answer, ask it to improve its own response. For example, you might say something like this: review your response and suggest any improvements. Or, when you do that, you're essentially turning AI into its own senior editor, which often produces much stronger results. Now, once you can communicate with AI clearly, something interesting starts to happen. And you start using it to expand your thinking. And that, my friend, is the 3rd skill. Skill number 3, using AI as a thinking partner. The 3rd skill is the one that completely changes how you use AI. And it's this idea of using AI as a thinking partner instead of just a generator. Most people use AI to get answers. They ask something like, give me 5 business ideas that could be successful, or write me a post about marketing. But the real power of AI shows up when you start using it to expand your own thinking. For example, instead of asking AI to give you an answer, you might ask it to help you analyze a problem. You could say, or maybe you ask it to challenge your own thinking. What weaknesses do you see in this idea? And then you give it your idea. You can even ask AI to simulate different perspectives. For example, how would a skeptical customer react to this idea? Or when you start using AI in this way, it becomes your strategic assistant. It allows you to help brainstorm faster. You can explore ideas from different angles, and you can identify the blind spots that you might not have noticed on your own. This is one of the reasons AI is becoming such a powerful tool for entrepreneurs and creators. It helps you think through problems faster than you normally could by yourself. But there's an important thing to remember here. Just because AI gives you an answer doesn't mean that that answer is always correct, which leads to the 4th skill, AI verification. The 4th skill is one that becomes more important the more that you rely on AI, and that skill is verification. AI is incredibly powerful, but it isn't perfect. Sometimes it produces information that sounds convincing, but it isn't actually correct. This is sometimes called AI hallucination. The model isn't trying to lie to you. It's just out there predicting what a likely answer looks like based on patterns it learned during its training exposure. That's why good AI users never blindly trust outputs. Instead, they build simple habits to verify important information. For example, if AI gives you a statistic or a specific claim, take a moment to double check it. You can ask AI where the information came from. You can cross-reference it with a research tool, or you can even ask another AI model to review the answer. Another simple trick is asking AI to explain its reasoning for its response. For example, after it gives you a response, you might say, explain how you arrived at this conclusion. Often it reveals whether the logic actually makes sense or not. The way I think of AI is like a very capable assistant. Trust, but verify. It can help you move faster and generate ideas quickly. But in the end, the final judgment should always come from you. And once you combine verification with the other skills that we talked about, workflows, clear prompting, strategic thinking, you start getting much, much better results. But let me give you a simple real world example. One of the companies I'm involved in is called Reviewly.ai, and it helps businesses manage and respond to customer reviews are one of the biggest factors influencing trust online, but managing them manually can be time consuming. So AI can help analyze feedback, identify patterns in customer sentiment. But tools like that only work well when the underlying AI workflows are designed correctly. To get them to work, you still need proper, clear prompts, structured processes, and verification to make sure the responses are actually helpful and accurate. And that really highlights the bigger point of this video. AI tools themselves are powerful, but the real advantage comes from knowing how to use them effectively. Now, if you want help putting these skills into practice, I've created something for you. It's a simple AI playbook that walks through how to implement the ideas we covered today. Inside it, you will find AI workflow templates, prompt frameworks you can reuse, recommended AI tools, and practical examples you can actually try yourself. All you need to do is simply comment playbook and I will send you the link. Also, if you want to go deeper into AI and automation and become an operator, I run a community where we talk about this stuff every single week. Inside the community, we break down things like AI workflows, automation strategies, and real-world ways people are using AI in their own businesses. If that sounds interesting to you, you can join us at agencystarterkit.com. It will also be linked in the description down below. Most people right now are still experimenting with AI, but the people who learn these skills early are going to have a huge advantage over the next few years. So start thinking in workflows. Communicate clearly with AI. Use it to expand your thinking and always verify important outputs. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel because we publish these type of videos every single week. And if you want access to our AI playbook, comment playbook down below or join us at agencystarterkit.com and I will see you in the next one. Take care.